How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and I want to go over some information about the Danger Room. Now, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm hearing a lot of people are enjoying this as well, and there's just a lot of misconceptions about the Danger Room as far as the intent of it and how people are approaching it, so I kind of wanted to help you guys out in regards to this. Before we get into that, though, there was messaging about the Danger Room where they're making a change at 4:30 Pacific time. Commanders, we have seen much of the early feedback on the Danger Room and wanted to inform you of a change we're making today at approximately 4:30 Pacific time. We're removing some of the more challenging nodes players are encountering early on in the Danger Room. We feel this is necessary to make the early portions of the Danger Room more fun and less punishing. Keep in mind that the later difficulties are meant to be a challenge for even the most powerful rosters. I am okay with this, and I'm going to kind of go into why I'm okay with this as far as what they're doing. People are saying they're already nerfing and making changes. This was a brand new game mode that came out, and there were certain teams that were kind of placed in a bucket that shouldn't have been in that bucket. And I'm going to show you ones I ran into. We also want to let you know that we're already hard at work making changes for the second run of the Danger Room based on some of the player feedback we have seen. We plan to share some of those details with you before the next run happens in June. So June is going to be the next run of the Danger Room. It's once a month. This one is running for 2 weeks as opposed to 1 week. So I'm curious how long this is going to last for. If they keep doing 1 or 2 week runs of this and not making it permanent, make it like on a rotation, that's going to pique my interest more to where they can kind of keep the teams updated, keep the nodes updated as well. This is fantastic news in my opinion. Thank you for your passion for the Marvel Strike Force. No problem. Now let's go ahead and talk about the change they're making. Last night, when I was working and got off work, I worked third shift, as some of you guys know. It was about 3 a.m. and I was trying to do a run using the Thunderbolts because I did a very successful run in difficulty 10 using the Vigilante team and using the Starjammers team, which, by the way, Starjammers are so fun in Danger Room. Oh my god, they were a blast. Thought I'd never say that one. But with the Thunderbolts, I ran across this node for the very first stage, as you see on here. It's a 4-piece Infinity Watch. We have a pre-taunt with Bishop. We have Iceman. We have Cable given the extra speed. And we have X-23. As far as the mods go, I had a lot of mods. I had a 20% damage. I had a 10% speed. That's 15 points right there. And then a Thunderbolt's allies gain 50% resistance armor. And Thunderbolt allies gain 3 death proof. I believe this one cost 70 points or 60 points. It's up there. So I had about 100 points of mods on. I was struggling hard on this node. I tried using Hyperion along with Songbird. I tried using Taskmaster in there with Hyperion. I tried a whole different slew of Thunderbolt characters because I kept getting this node popping up, and it was just frustrating. My recommendation is don't use Thunderbolts on here. Use your Starjammers, use your Vigilante. Now, as far as some of the feedback that we're getting, I do want to end up jumping over here. One of the complaints I saw when I was going through my comments, because I try to stay active with you guys, was basically the rewards aren't worth it. You only have to do this run once. If we end up popping in game, you're going to kind of see where I'm currently sitting at. I currently have 180 of these gold X coins. What you want to do is go to a lower difficulty. If you're at gear tier 19, gear tier 20, start with difficulty 8 or difficulty 9. You can see the suggested gear tier for that level right there. So go for like one of these mid ones. You're not going to have any of these gold X coin things at the start. Just go through and try to get your team up and start farming the elite combat nodes. That's going to award you these gold X coins. So when you end up wiping, you can start your new run. Then you'll have, say, 5 of these coins or 10 of these coins. Then you could throw on that extra damage off the bat and maybe another extra damage down here as well. That's going to be 30% damage, 10% armor resistance focus. That's going to help you to go to the next difficulty and start pushing on those higher nodes. And I'll kind of do a walkthrough with this to show you how I would end up starting out. I did a gameplay video where I kind of showed you guys how I did difficulty 9. I made it halfway through. I started over, did difficulty 10. I was able to clear difficulty 10 by doing this method. So the rewards are actually very good. If you end up looking at the rewards section on here, go to the milestone And all you have to do is clear difficulty 10 once. And right now there is currently a bug on where the points are stacking. So you can do like 10 full runs at difficulty 1, clear that 10 times, and then you'll be able to get this Taskmaster costume. You get 12 of these G20 orbs and these XLs and 3 diamond orbs. The other rewards that you actually get through here is nothing to sneeze at. You can see right here on my video, there's 500 of these L4 training mats. We get 5 million gold, 2250 of the XLs, which goes towards a global milestone, as well as the command center points on there. There's 200 of these. These are ability orbs, which give you 3 of the T4s. So that's 300 T4s by clearing this, plus that 12 G20 orbs. These rewards are nothing to sneeze at. So people saying the rewards aren't good, they're not looking at the full picture of the milestone. If you're looking just at the leaderboard portion, where again, if we go in game, take a look at the leaderboard, it's all cosmetic. We don't really care about these, right? Unless you're like kind of a die-hard or try-hard. Then you do get these new profile pictures, which you need top 500 to hit this one right here. Then these XLs, I'm curious what they're going to end up doing with these, because they keep updating the global milestone going on right now for the multiversal danger room, to where we're getting now diamonds for Mordo and Juggernaut, which is very odd, right? However, we do end up getting these Victoria hands. So the Victoria hands, we got 100 of those. We got all these intel. Overall, I'm having a lot of fun in the danger room. So what's the main drawback with it? It's the casino effect, which I definitely understand. Let's go ahead, start difficulty 9, and we're not going to do any mods. The way I would end up doing this is we're going to hit start run on here. Right off the bat, you're going to hit enter. If you're a new player, these are supposed to reset every single day, not every single run. So if you don't have the characters built up, say you're brand new, you don't have Rocket and Groot yet built up, you can go down here and grab Rocket and Groot, and they're going to be at whatever level of the danger room you go in. So if it's that difficulty 10, they'll be like a 7-star gear tier 19, full abilities unlocked. I'm going to end up using my own, so I'm going to grab, let's do the Vigilante actually, because people are kind of struggling with some Vigilante teams. The Thunderbolts team, stay away from them. I hate to say it, but I tried so many times to get Thunderbolts to work on difficulty 10. I'm having a hard time with it, even with all the mods that I actually have on here. But let's go ahead, do Daredevil Modern, and we're going to end up doing Silver Sable. Those are the two I recommend starting out with if you're doing the Vigilante team. Now we're going to end up hitting select on here, and this is a team we got for a difficulty 9 run. They're going to be gear tier 18. It's a very easy team, unlike the team I kept getting spawned in with last night. So let's go ahead and hit enter, and you're going to place your characters in. I'm just going to end up separating these characters like this. That way I don't have to worry about them kind of getting killed over with the adjacent damage or rebound damage that's going to be going on. Now when this ends up spawning in, try not to use your abilities on the first node. Just go in with your basics, and that should end up killing them, even if you end up doing the rental characters, because of how powerful they are and how easy this is supposed to be right here. So this team is done. Now we're going to end up getting a boost for this team. Now, the boost that you end up getting is going to be random. So I do want to kind of warn you about that. You might get something good, you might get something bad. These nodes right here, the boost you get aren't anything fantastic. Allies gain 20% damage for each enemy that has bleed. The Vigilante team does pump out a lot of bleed, so we'll probably grab this one. 20% resistance doesn't matter to us. Thunderbolts we're not using, so don't worry about these. Look for the ones that you can actually take advantage of. Now we're going to have another easy node. This one here has Taskmaster, Zombie Iron Man, and Nobu. Let's go in. We're using that same team. Now, there is going to be some RNG that's going to come into play as far as what characters you end up getting. We're looking for a Vigilante team. We might not get all Vigilante characters. And the run I did last night with the Starjammers, I only had 3 Starjammers. And then after that, I ended up having Taskmaster to join me. And that was really it until I made it to the very end. So I had a 4-man the entire thing on difficulty 10. So that is something that could end up happening to you guys. Once we end up killing this Iron Man, we're going to take a look to see what we end up getting as far as the reward goes for this one, as far as a boon. So we're going to end up hitting continue on here. And now we're going to hit claim. Now we get on spawn, allies gain 2 deflex, or we can get offense up on spawn or 3 regens on spawn. The regens isn't bad if you start running low on your health and you still haven't picked up a healer yet. I had to grab this one for my Starjammers one just because my cooldowns kept being messed up because I had so little characters on there. Deflect isn't terrible for us. Offense up is looking pretty good though. So let's go ahead and grab offense up. Now we're at this crossroads right here. You can either try and clear a node out and get a boost that way, or we can go for this care package. The care package is going to end up either being a boon for you or another character that you can end up adding to your roster. Now on difficulty 10, this one here ends up usually becoming one of those elite combat missions that I was talking about. But let's go ahead and jump over to the care package. Here we actually get a character. The issue is we have 2 Starjammers and we have Songbird, who's part of the Vigilante or the Thunderbolts team. What I'm probably going to end up grabbing is going to be Havoc on here, mainly due to him having that big stun. Once we get to this portion here, we have a heal. So if you lose any of your characters, you can heal back up. You can end up doing a regular combat mission, or this is the elite combat mission I was talking about. Some people went the entire thing and was avoiding these elite combat missions, which is going to be a mistake, because if you end up avoiding all these elite combat mods, you're not going to get those gold coins that award you these buffs that we end up starting out with on here. Well, we didn't start out with these are ones we end up picking up, but you know what I'm saying. So let's go ahead, go into the elite combat, and here we have a 3-piece Annihilators, a Cosmic Ghost Rider, and a Black Knight. Now, these teams that we're seeing, these are not AI generated teams. These are teams that the developers actually looked at and threw in a bucket and kind of came up with teams by what us players have been actually using. The 3-piece Annihilators. Now you could throw into a 2-piece out of time. That's basically what they end up doing. They threw that into a bucket, said, hey, this is going to be good for an elite combat. Let's go ahead and throw Havoc in here. So we have 2 Vigilante characters. We have Havoc in here now. So let's go in and see how we end up doing on this one. Now, if you end up getting stuck, don't hate yourself. Just take the wipe, take that as a victory. So what we're going to end up doing here, Gore's using that ultimate. Now we're stuck on a taunt. Let's go into Black Knight and we're going to ult. So there we were able to kill Cosmic Ghost Rider. Gore almost got killed. Black Knight's still alive. The issue with the Black Knight alive is he still has those charges on us. Let's go ahead and special. I want to see if I can take out this Thanos. So there we end up pushing Thanos on us. Black Knight's going to retaliate here. All right, let's go ahead and we can't really heal up, but we can at least get a taunt up. So let's go ahead and special. And there we go. Let's special here. That's going to end up flipping those positive effects. Hopefully, nope. And you can see I'm getting crushed on this. This is a elite combat. This is supposed to be difficult on this portion. Now, some people were struggling anytime they end up getting a super scroll on here. My advice is look for mods that have counterattack built into it. There's certain ones out there where if your opponent doesn't have ability block, they're going to get counterattacked or piercing damage. Find things that end up shutting down turn meter. Stuff like that is going to be the best thing to kind of take into there. Because the first time I did this on the test server, the super scroll on the boss just wrecked me. So I had to start over and I had to take super scrolls into account when I'm looking at mods. Now this is the gold coins I was talking about. So we got 124 of these pink coins. This is how we do our care packages. This gold one right here is how we end up doing those mods. So I'm going to hit continue. And this is going to end up spawning in a claim for us to actually get a mod. So here on spawn enemies applies bleed, or on spawn each ally applies bleed to all enemies, and they cannot gain immunity. This right here is amazing. This actually kills super scrolls for me, which is why I like taking it. That might not be the case for you because you guys might not have very high characters. I think they take into account the gear tier for the bleeds that's going to be coming on here. This one right here is going to end up stopping speed from abilities. That's going to end up being like Apocalypse's ult. Dr. Doom, when he does his ultimate, that's going to shut that down. Or Doom's Boom, which is pretty good, where if you drop below 50% health, you get an ability energy and you gain your extra turn meter. I'm going to grab the bleeds personally on here. And here we got another combat that we can end up doing, or we can go for a care package. I have 2 vigilante characters. I'm going to grab the care package on here. So let's hit select on this one. Now here we have Starjammers, end up getting speed. We have extra armor and resistance or no trauma for us. We're not doing a Starjammers build. I don't really care about this one. I'm going to grab the no trauma, and you can see how that's not really going to really benefit us. Now we have another elite combat. We're doing difficulty 9 right now. I want to try to stack as many of these as we can. So when we go back in for that difficulty 10, we have additional mods that we could start throwing in on here. So let's hit select. We're going against Apocalypse and 3 symbiotes on here. This is going to be kind of interesting. We're pretty low on health. And as you can see, we don't have any heals. So this heal that we have is just taking over. We need Daredevil Modern to kind of start healing us up on this one. But you can kind of see how this casino effect is really coming into play. Let's go ahead, go into the Carnage, because I don't want him getting all that turn meter on us. Let's go ahead into APOC right here. And there he goes. Let's go ahead and ult. I want to heal up that Silver Sable. There we go. She's over 50% health. That was a pretty easy combat as far as being an elite. And that netted us 10 more of these golden X coins. Now, if we do end up wiping, that's 20 of those X coins that's in the bank for us. Let's hit claim. Carnage boon. This one here is amazing. Basically, all your characters get the Carnage passive effect, where if you start knocking them below 25% health, you're going to gain turn meter. We have a Starjammer buff or a Hit Monkey. I'm kind of leaning towards this Hit Monkey one because I am trying to go for a Vigilante. However, I don't have Hit Monkey right now, so this isn't really going to work that well for us. Let's go ahead and go for the Carnage boon, because right now we have kind of a hodgepodge team that we're dealing with. Now we have 2 care packages to choose from on here, the left one or the right one. Let's go left. This one here, we got boons. We don't have any characters. This is part of the roguelike game mode that we have. We're 8 nodes in, and we only have 3 characters to deal with right now. I actually like this portion of the game. I could see why people would be frustrated with it, where it's like, I need to get more characters, but these boons that we're getting are very good. So we can get a speed for enemies cannot gain speed from abilities. Allies gain ability energy when attacking enemies with bleed. This one's pretty good as far as what it says on here. Or we could do Vigilante on crit, gets bleed, and prolong the duration. We only have 2 Vigilante characters. I kind of want to lean into the no speed from abilities right now, in case we run across another Apocalypse. The Super Scroll, he gets his speed due to his passive. This is going to shut down his Super Scroll. Let's go for the Energy Vampire one. So now we can try to heal our characters up or roll the dice, go into an elite combat. Let's do the elite combat. Here it is. Super Scroll and 2 Lokis. We have a regular and a teen. Hopefully the bleeds that we got are going to be strong enough to really mess up that Super Scroll on spawn, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So right now they have 3 bleeds each, and he's going right into our Havoc. There's the Retaliate. All right, so now we're going to go into Super Scroll. We need to try to kill him. So let's basic in him. All right, so we did get Super Scroll killed off. We're hurting pretty good. Let's go into that Loki, and he bled out. So that was a little rough. So that's 3 of these gold X coins. That's 30 currencies that we can use towards boon on the next run. Now, somebody in chat did say that I would argue the casino effect is also a strength, not just a weakness. It's why it won't get stale and repetitive. I 1000% agree. Like I said, when I was doing a run last night, I had 4 characters all the way through. It was Rocket, Groot, it was Havoc, and it was Taskmaster. I was able to do a full difficulty run with that. It was pretty insane. It was kind of kept me on my toes. Doom's Boon, I really like this one. On Vigilante ally attack, if the target has defense down, reduce their turn meter. This is really good. Or this is the counterattack. So here's the thing. This right here is how I combat any Super Scrolls, because of me not being able to kind of get ahead of him. So if you make it to where you can counterattack anytime he hits you, that's going to be huge. Now we're going to have this right here. This is the X shop. So all of the currency that we end up grabbing for the 650 right now, this is our moment to shine where we can kind of go shopping, if you will. It's a shopping session. So we're going to hit enter. We have Ghost, Songbird, Cyclops. And this is the part of the roguelike that we have to deal with sometimes. I cannot really benefit from a lot of these characters. I am going to grab Ghost on here. I don't really care for Songbird at a 4 red star. I could end up getting a 6 red star Songbird and do that. So let's go ahead and do this one. Now we're going to end up going into the cards and we can look at some additional effects. I want this Doom boon. Enemies cannot gain speed from abilities I don't care about, or this. We're grabbing the Doom boon. So now we have 150 currency left over for the next time we end up getting a care package of some sort. So let's go into the regular combat right here. And here we have Infinity Watch mixed with Mighty Avengers, mixed with a pre-taunt. And now we can place our new characters in here. Now we have a 5-man team. We have 2 Thunderbolts, a Starjammers, 2 Vigilante. It's not the team I was looking for, but it's the team I have to deal with. But we have so many good mods in our favor right now to where we can really start getting the hurt on the opponents, if you will. So there's all the bleeds. We're going to have 5 stacks of bleeds due to all of our characters right now. So there goes the counterattacks. That just took out Nebula. Let's go ahead and ult here with Songbird. Now we can go into... Let's go into Philovel and Basic. Let's take out that Moondragon. And let's go ahead and Basic. We don't need to use that special right now, because I want to use that special for whenever I get some kind of negative effect. Now that Carnage passive is coming into play for one of those effects that we ended up grabbing. And let's go ahead and take out Moondragon, hopefully. Let's go into Gamora and Basic, because Moondragon should be bleeding out right here, so I can kind of ignore her. Now we're stuck on a taunt. There she goes. All right, so there we go. And the counterattacks should take out Gamora. Perfect. So even with this hodgepodge team, we're still able to make some pretty good headway in here. Now, there are some really cool effects that they have for boons, such as the barrel of monkeys that we saw. The hit monkey basically getting the extra hit monkeys for vigilante allies. They have a cool one for Havoc and Cyclops being on the same team. Rocket and Groot, they have 2 mods that actually helps you out with there. Let's go ahead and get the damage buff on here, 20% damage. We can't go wrong with that because that's going to benefit everybody. Let's look at this care package. And here we got Iron Patriot, Victoria Hand, Hyperion. Again, nothing that's going to really help us out too much. However, we could probably take out our Havoc and throw Hyperion. So we have a 3-piece Thunderbolts team. Let's go into the Elite Combat. And right here, we have a Mephisto comp. We have some Hive Mind and some Underworld characters. For this one here, let's throw the Hyperion and see how this ends up going. I'm not sure how this one's going to end up being due to the Mephisto right there. I do know the bleeds that we got are going to be very impactful. Mephisto's going to end up doing his pact. He's going to get counterattacked. And then from there, we need to try to get back to him as soon as possible. So here comes the counterattacks that's going in on Mephisto. Now Mephisto's taking his turn. More counterattacks should be coming in. And he has... There he goes. The counterattacks right there just took out the Mephisto. We didn't have to do anything. We do have to deal with this battlefield effect, though. So let's go ahead, use this ultimate from Ghost. That's going to extend those negative effects for the bleeds. Let's use the ult here for Songbird. And let's go ahead and use this ult for Silver Sable. All right, we're in a special. This is going to end up hopefully taking out that Ultimus. Let's special here. Now I want to take out this Carnage. Let's go ahead basic into him. That's going to get the Striker shot. Perfect. So yeah, we just took out a Mephisto on here with a hodgepodge team, mainly due to kind of thinking smart as far as what bonuses we could get. And remember, we started with 0 mods at the start of this, and we're going to see how far we can actually go. So we got more of those golden X coins. And now we have another huge buff that we could end up getting. We had the Vigilante one for Hit Monkey. We can lean into Star Jammers, or we can end up getting armor and resistance. I'm going to grab this Hit Monkey one and hope we actually get a Hit Monkey on here. That'd be fantastic. The care package, we got enemies on turn. If they have bleed, fill the speed bar for all allies. Considering that they get bleed on spawn, this is going to be really good for us. Let's grab that Frenzy. Now we have a regular combat, and you can see we have about 5 nodes left, and we are done with this run. This would get us all the way up to that difficulty 9 or milestone 9 by the time we're done with this as well. All right, so this one here, we have King, we have Masters of Evil, Surfer is basically what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and special into the Absorb Man. So now we're off the taunt. Let's go ahead and basic into the Surfer, because I don't want him ability blocking me. Let's ult here. And yeah, super easy. All the damage buffs that we got definitely came in handy for this node. All right, so now we should have 4 more nodes to go. All right, so as far as the combat mod goes for this one, we can end up doing on crit apply bleed. We can get defense up on spawn or barrier on spawn. Let's go for the defense up, actually. Little ad protection, can't go wrong. Now we're going to go into the elite combat right here. And this one here, we have a Super Scroll, we have Apocalypse, Annihilators, Carnage, Venom. Pretty interesting mix of characters, but I'm not worried about that Super Scroll like I used to. Because we got the one mod for the counterattacks, if they don't have ability block, we counterattack them. On top of all the bleeds, the Super Scroll really doesn't become a threat to us anymore. It's right there, you can see the Super Scroll ends up taking his turn. He did lose a lot of health off the bat. Now he's getting counterattacked. So he went into Daredevil, he went into Ghost, he ended up chaining across. Now the counterattacks are coming back in. There's the ult from Super Scroll. So there he did end up kind of hurting us on that one. But we're actually going to wipe on this one because I want to show you how we would end up approaching this in the future with us actually wiping. Because we don't mind if we end up wiping. We actually kind of want to, so we could go back in and use these mods. Let's go ahead and ult here. So we did kill everybody with Silver Sable. Can we take out the Thanos? I don't think we are. All right, so we did end up wiping. Now I'll kind of show you what ends up happening as far as the next run goes. Because we started this difficulty 9, and we end up getting... I think we started with 180. We made it to node 16. We're going to end up hitting new run. And we end up getting 40 of the currency because we started at 180. So now we can jump up to difficulty 10. And now we can start using these. There's 5 points for the damage, 15 points for the damage. Let's add some speed. Let's go ahead. We only had 40 points to play with. So we'll just do a 20% damage boost and a 10% speed boost. This is actually going to help us out on the next run, which we could start at difficulty 10. You end up hitting start run on here, and same deal. You hit enter, where you choose your characters, and you go through it again. All you need to do is try to clear on difficulty 10 or do as many runs as possible, because right now it is kind of set to where the points are stacking on top of each other. So for this one here, if you want to do a Rocket and Groot run, you can definitely do that one and play into the Starjammer aspect of it. And all you need to do, get to milestone 10. If you don't want to play it anymore, you don't have to. You have 12 more days to actually do this. There's no time crunch. It's not a time sink. Kind of do this at your own leisure, and don't worry about the rank rewards. Just try to get these milestone points, because the points and the rewards are so good, and hopefully you guys can start to enjoy the game mode for what it is. I love this game mode. It's actually something I would end up doing on my free time. I play this until like 4:30 in the morning. Basically today when I got off work, I played for another hour after work just to try to enjoy this game, because you kind of see how many mods I end up getting. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this kind of gave you some information on how to approach and look at Danger Room for what it is. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.